Hello everyone, my name is Butter Tongsly, fresh from the fridge, and welcome back to another weapon showcase video for Warframe. Where we left off, we showcased the weapon, the Fulmin, right here. I put more forma into it, so someday in the future, I'm gonna see what I can do about showcasing, more, uh, fully formatted build later sometime in the videos, but for now we're focusing on the next weapon that I have yet to showcase people on my channel, the Komorex. I have an itch. I am trying to scratch. There we go. I had a bad itch, I'm sorry. So let's take a look at this weapon's stats and then go into a build without forma. I'm starting to make that a thing now, like for new weapons, I'm going to showcase builds in one video without forma, and then someday in the future, I'm going to try to farm a lot of forma so that way I can show builds of that weapon with forma. Some weapons is going to be kind of impossible to show that because I'm not going to go through all the amounts of farming I did getting all the other weapons in the past. That'll take way too long. So I'm going to do it only for latest updated weapons. Alright, so 20% accuracy, but that's of course when you're not looking down the sights. If you look down the sights of the weapon, it's still pinpoint accurate like all other sniper rifles. In fact, for those of you that are also wondering, what type of weapon is the Komorex? The Komorex is a sniper rifle. Just to get that out of the way too. I should have said that at the beginning, but that's fine. I got it done now. 16% critical chance, so crits, you could boost it, and if you boost it, critical chance from 16% with point strike, you're going to get around base 40%. So, like, honestly, base 40% is not really too bad. Especially because, like, if you wanted to make this weapon have even more crits, you could always just, like, combo that with Argon Scope. It's not as potent as Point Strike is, but it still will give you pretty much almost around the same amount of this. So this one pretty much buffed it by, let's see, 34% with 150% added to it. So I'd say this would probably get it to around like the 20% increase. So this would get it to a total of around like 50 to 60% total crit chance, maybe even possibly very close to 70%. So it could still have a decent crit chance if you put both of those on there. 2.1 critical multiplier, so decent critical multiplier. Fall off is 400 to 600, so very good long distance. Fire rate is 6.00. Magazine of 20 shots per magazine. And the total ammo of this weapon is actually not that much. The total ammo it holds, including the 20 shots, is 70 shots. The ammo it holds is 50, and the magazine holds 20. So it has a very good amount of shots in a magazine for a sniper rifle, but for overall ammo, like many sniper rifles, it's not known for having a lot of ammo, because it is a sniper rifle. Noise, alarming, that doesn't really need much description. Reload is 3 seconds. Kinda slow. I will say that when I reloaded the weapon, it is kinda slow. I'll show that off after I show off the stats so I can show you guys how this weapon functions. Riven disposition, blah, tongue-tied at first there. 3 out of 5, so moderately decent Riven mods for this thing. Status chance, 35%, so this thing is definitely out of the blue. It is a status weapon. So you're going to get a lot more enhanced amounts of status procs than you are going to get crits. Trigger firing mechanism is semi-automatic. And then we have the 3 base stats here. 8.7 with impact, followed up with 41.8 in slash and 36.5 in puncture. So this has more chance of proccing puncture in slash, but not in that order. If anything, you'll proc slash first, then puncture in every shot, whereas impact is very minimum. Alright, so first, firing the weapon when not looking down the sights. You see the 20 accuracy when firing this weapon without looking down sights. As you see right there, I went from using up all 20 of my shots in the magazine. I went from 50 to 30 very quickly. So this thing is not known for having a lot of ammo. And then, of course, if you look down the sights, it tells you right there, of course, underneath the 2.0 damage multiplier of some of the things it has. It also has automatic punch through when looking down this thing's sights. It has +2 punch through and -15% weapon recoil. So if I fire that, pinpoint accurate with every shot. But then there is a pretty interesting difference when you enhance the sights. If you go to 3.5, you get plus 100% damage added off the bat. It has explosion radius. And it gets minus 75% fire rate. So, from the fire rate you saw before, which is this, which is actually pretty decent, almost like a rapid-fire semi-automatic rifle. And then if we activate this, it's a lot slower. And as you can see, it's making an explosion radius. But that's not just an explosion radius. What I found out, what this weapon procs, and I'm going to do that while spawning Corrupt Heavy Gunner, level 135. This thing has automatic viral procs when it explodes on targets. So, firing without it, regular damage. Now, if we fire it while looking down the sights, viral procs. And by the looks of it, almost every shot has a very good chance in proccing viral constantly. And as you can see, the damage of this weapon builds up again and again as you fire on them. And this is the damage I'm doing without any mods right now attached. Like, no mods enhancing it. And just in case, let me actually see if I have any arcanes on. And if I do, I'm sorry, I'm gonna... let's see. This is Aegis, which affects shields. This is... Alright, so let's take this off. I'm gonna take that off. And we're going... And I'm very sorry for that. But at least now we know how the damage looks like without mods on the weapon, but with an arcane. So let us see the damage difference from when we fire this weapon without the arcane. So before, this shot did 11. Still doing 11. And now... Still building up decent damage as you constantly fire on them again and again. Except, instead of going all the way to the 200s, it's staying to doing around 180 damage per tick with the slash procs when it inflicts slash. Although now it's built up to 200s. And I got an orange crit out of nowhere, but I don't even have anything to, like, proc vigilante armaments, if I recall. So that was actually, like, hold on, let me see, like, I know I have nothing on this. Do I have vigilante mods on here? No. My sentinel. Alright, let me get rid of that. Okay. Well, actually, yeah, we could still do it to the target, because viral only just gets rid of the person's total health for a certain amount. I'm trying not to fall. Okay, so now, if I fire this, yeah, like, it's still doing around the same thing, and it still procced a random orange crit at one moment right there. But then again, sniper rifles, they can have some chances I've seen for some sniper rifles to still proc, like, around orange crits when shot. And I don't have Vigilante on here, except for that. Okay. So, yeah, then that is pretty much procced because of Vigilante armaments. I am being stupid today. But that's fine. Other than that, it's a very nice weapon. I like this, in my opinion. So, after a couple of mess-ups, because I forgot to remove the Vigilante armaments from my Sentinel, I am now going to showcase a build, and we're also going to take off our Sentinel, and I'm going to make sure, yep, no other Vigilante armament mods. We're going to take off our Sentinel, and we are going to go into a build for this weapon that could be a decent build for when you're using this weapon. First off, I also got this thing finally maxed out, so I'm very happy about that. So now I get to see what the full stats is compared to the original. 155% damage plus 25% sprint speed. And the regular Serration, 165% damage buff. So this has 10% more damage, but in my opinion, as I've seen comparing, the damage difference is only by a little bit, by some few points. So it's not really that much of a difference. So I still prefer this, though, because of the added sprint speed. It makes mobility for me a lot easier without having to waste slots for giving myself more mobility speed. So we're going to go with mandatory mods that I've seen YouTubers showcase in their videos, because I agree with them. I actually like the mandatory mods of damage with the multi-shots. And then we're going to go into mods that we can add into it that we can probably use for making this weapon pretty much a beast. So we're going to have Split Chamber, and going to put on Vigilante Armaments. And we're doing it this time without the other Vigilante Armaments stats like before. So if anything, because this is Sniper Rifle, I don't have to worry about the Sentinel damaging the target. That's why I, at first, thought of getting rid of my Sentinel, because I don't want him to shoot at the target. I want to showcase the weapon's damage without him, but I like buffing the Vigilante Armaments. So definitely, if you got more than just Vigilante Armaments, and you have copies of them to also give to your Sentinel, definitely do that, because it buffs Vigilante Armaments' secondary proc for primary weapons of enhancing critical hits greatly. I enjoy using that. So we're showing off this build for when you don't have Form before yet. So if you have these mods that I have, pretty much this will be a very decent build for you to go for as well. So it automatically has viral, but that's only for the enhanced shot. So that works pretty decent with the slash, as I've seen. So instead of putting on even more viral, which to me would be pointless, we're gonna do corrosive, because that puncture is definitely begging to be enhanced for when you're facing Grineer targets. Viral is already helping the slash, so pretty much we're going to have both viral and corrosive when we look fully down the sights. So without Forma, with these mods, this is pretty much what you're looking at right here. Regular or Amalgam Serrations, Split Chamber, Vigilante Armaments, Malignant Force, and High Voltage. So that way you can get some very nice corrosive procs to go with the viral procs. And I can already tell this is probably going to annihilate this poor target. So we're going to show its difference in damage with one target and the other. So I am going to actually, yeah, we'll do. No, actually, no. We're gonna have two different targets. So just give me a second. I'm gonna have two corrupt heavy gunners, one on both sides. Okay, just wanted to make sure they were there. And we're going to shoot them from where we are right here, because this is a very good spot. So we're going to do 2.0 zoom in on the left and 3.5 on the right. So let's go for the left first. So far, without Forma, with this build, damage is still going up there, and the slash procs is slowly shredding apart this target's HP. So it took around pretty much 2 whole magazines of shots, and I'm gonna get more ammo, because my god does this thing just piss through ammo like nothing. Alright, so now let's do this with 3.5. Large chunk of health gone there. Holy crap! Dead. And that's from the added buff also to Vigilante Armaments. So, if you got Vigilante Armaments mod, I definitely recommend you definitely work to getting extra Vigilante mods for your Sentinel as well, because that's gonna benefit you in the long run. I almost fell off. I also want to change positions here, so as you see right here, the blast radius of the explosion damage is the explosion damage is not major, because right there, as you see, like we just did blast damage of both of these targets together, and it didn't really do much to them. So most of the damage is, of course, in the direct shot. Because, in my opinion, how this weapon functions, it's like a sci-fi variant of a 50 caliber sniper rifle. Because you have this heavy and powerful shot when you go max range, and right there it did a 26,000 slash proc. Like full zoom, the explosion makes me think of like a 50 cal because it's slower and does just massive damage, especially since it automatically gets plus 100% damage added to the weapon. And it seems to build up damage per shot, but that's also because of the viral. The explosion radius is, though it's not major in dealing damage to other targets, it's still decent of adding a little bit of AoE effect when you're focusing on one major target. And the fire rate is not that bad for a sniper rifle that's going for more enhanced damaging shots like a 50 caliber sniper rifle. Now, of course, we're going to try out another build, because one other thing to take in thought is, like, what factions are you facing? Like, because not everything is going to be focused on purely Grineer. So, normally, like, how I play, and this is just to get that out there, how I play, whatever the weapon stats focus more towards, I build it for facing those factions. So, yes, this thing has slash, so I normally would probably go for viral or corrosive because of how close puncture is to slash. And it would also depend on how well the slash procs do in damage compared to corrosive. So I would not give this thing a build that faces against Corpus, which I normally go for gas for weapons with decent impact. So I would say, like, in my opinion, I would not do this, but I'm just going to do this for the sake of this video. So I'm going to give this gas, because I prefer gas over magnetism in this, but I feel like magnetism, if you're going to face Corpus with this thing, I feel like magnetism would benefit you better, because this thing's impact damage is crap. Especially since it's proccing puncture and slash a lot more. But let's see how this does with gas, and then we're going to see a difference if we build this to have magnetism instead. So, normal shots. And this is against the Corpus Tech, too. So when the shield is definitely down, this is definitely, like, ripping through their health. But this is also against a Corpus Tech. But I'm going to showcase, like, 2 different Corpus units, because there is a Corpus unit, in my opinion, that has a lot tougher shields. And it's not a robot. Robots are a little bit more complicated, because if like, gas builds is more effective against their infantry, and you want the large amounts of impact to help you deal with the, like, MOAs, like the Auditor and all that. So we're going to go for another Corpus that I know has very tough shields, and that would be the Terra Trenchers. These guys have obnoxiously tough shields, I've noticed. Like, whenever I'm testing weapons, their shields is actually, it feels a little bit tougher, in my opinion. So let's see a difference when firing at this. So the impact, though it's not that much, it's still doing rather decent in just knocking out the shields in just a mere few shots. Let's see. Is there any Corpus unit that I could think of that maybe is, like, known for having obnoxious shields? Because testing against robots like these two, they also have armor, and you would need radiation for that. So if I gave this radiation, it would definitely pretty much wipe out the robots easily, but I don't know how effective that would be against the personnel. So, you know what? Why don't we just give it a try? And for people that are wondering why I'm doing all this as Revenant, because part of the weapon is Corpus Tech, but the other part is Sentient. I still like Revenant because he's like the first ever, like, he's one of the first ever pure sentient Warframes. Like, he's literally based on the Eidolons. In fact, that's the point of him. Like, he's literally pretty much corrupted and transformed by that of the Eidolons. So that's why I went with showcasing the 2 new sentient weapons with him. So let's go and give ourselves, where am I? I am going all over the place. There it is, high voltage. So we need high voltage and rhyme rounds. There we go. There we go. Magnetic. So now we have magnetic damage. So let's see the difference in how effectively we kill this trencher with regular shots. Because I already know, like, the zoomed-in shots is just going to completely annihilate their HP because of the viral and slash. But I'm trying to test out to see a difference. So definitely that helped get rid of their shields pretty much instantaneously. Like, that first shot procced magnetism. Although it's taking a few more shots to kill because I do not have gas backing this up. But magnetism is still helping out quite a bit. And as you can see, this is the reload speed of this thing, and it's kind of to me. Some of the shots here and there I missed, but definitely the gas kills them off a lot faster, of why I prefer gas instead of magnetism. Yes, the magnetism definitely helped get rid of the shields a lot faster, but I prefer the gas a lot more. So what if we did, like, the enhanced zoom shot, just to show that to people with magnetic on. Yeah, like, it's having the same results, except gas would have killed him a lot faster because of the continuous damage that gas would have been proccing with the slash, affected by viral, and, like, it's why I don't really go for magnetic. Like, a lot of weapons impacts, they seem to still be helpful already against their shields, that I don't really see a reason, like, to go for that. So I'll showcase, like, the build with gas one more time, and we're gonna do it with viral. I mean, we're gonna do it with the viral shots. instead. So, oh, duh, it would be nice if I also spawned the enemy. Alright, so now we're looking at gas using the max zoom viral shots. Right there. Kills them super quick. They didn't lose all their shields, but I used a few less shots with the gas than I was doing with magnetic. Sorry about that. Had indigestion. So, in short, I prefer, like, this definitely can do a lot of damage versus the Corpus as well. Like, right there, I killed off that Corpus target pretty quick. But before I completely end this off, what if you are facing off against one of the robot targets? Like, let's say you want to make this build purely for facing one of the major robotic units of the Corpus, like the Ambulus. So, let's spawn in an Ambulus, and let's see if this weapon can still completely annihilate against an Ambulus. So, let's do regular shots. So, regular shots is doing actually rather decent damage to it. But now let's switch to the viral included shots, and definitely using quite a few shots. Especially since it seems radiation is not making its health really budge that much. Yeah, like, it's not really budging the HP at all. Like, it's very minimalistic. So it seems what's budging it the most would have to be the regular shots. Yeah, like right here, this is actually budging the HP. Whereas the other shot seems to not really be budging it at all. And I'm out of ammo. So, against facing, like, high-level enemies... And I can't switch back even though I got ammo. Okay. So, using this weapon against enemies like that, if they somehow got to that level, it's not really going to do much against an Ambulus of 135. Against, like, other MOAs, though, no doubt this thing would do a lot better. So, I'm going to try this against an Isolator. An Isolator Bursa. And why am I not pulling out the sniper rifle? What's going on here? Let me try swapping the weapons. There we go. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it did not spawn the weapon. Well, when I was trying to draw it. Why is this thing already... Oh, what the... that is an odd glitch. For some reason... Oh! Never mind, that's not a glitch. The Ambulance, for some reason, is not dead. I thought I clicked it to die. Alright, reload this. And now, let's go over there. Because I actually like this spot a little bit better for when we're aiming at a single target. Okay. So, regular shots. Ah. Alright. And now let's go for the enhanced shots. Already this thing is also getting knocked towards the edge. I would really like it if you didn't go towards that edge. Yeah, so as you see right there, like, using radiation against its armor, it's not really gonna do much at all. Like, it seems like the regular shots have slightly more effect than the enhanced shots when it comes to the robotic targets, which is why, in my opinion, using this versus, like, the Corpus, I would not do, mainly because, like I said, how I play, I like to make weapons built for the stats that it says it has to be focused towards that faction. So the slash is already being backed up by the viral that automatically is shot with the regular shot. So the only thing I can think of to go with this is corrosive. And with that, I'm actually all out of time for this video. Like, that's pretty much my entire overlook of this weapon. So far, in short, I really... Did I say shirt? I think I said shirt instead of short. Anywho, in short, not shirt, I like this weapon. This is a very nice weapon. I would definitely recommend this weapon for to have people try it. And even corrosive right here is not really doing much to this thing either. It seems like this shot does a lot better impact on the shield than the other shot. But anyway, yeah, I would recommend people try out this weapon. Sometime in the future, like I said early in the video, I'm going to see what I can do about getting more forma. And I'm going to forma this weapon so that I can show off like a major build for it. But for this video, I wanted to, like I did for the last video, show off a build without forma. And so far, this is actually really good. And I prefer using this against the Grineer. Like, against Corpus, this is effective against their personnel, but against the robots, even if you build the weapon to damage the robots, it's not really going to do much. Whereas with Grineer, you're going to be doing obnoxious damage like that. Dead. And it only took me, how many shots? 5? 5 shots. But that's also from the boost in Vigilante armament. So give that a try too. So, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, tell me what you guys think of the video in the comments below. The next video will be based on the new Sentient Sidearm, and we're going to showcase a few builds with that, and to see where that weapon can shine the most, in my opinion. Of course, everyone has their own self-opinions. If you guys want to build the weapons for facing Corpus and all that, go ahead. Like, it's just how I like to play. I'd rather build the weapon to face off what the stats is focused towards. So that's why it's focused with more puncture and slash than the other. So, yeah, like, I'm gonna use it against Grineer. Like, I don't really care what people will think. Everyone has their own opinion. And with that, all I can say is, everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye!
It's delicious.